So the camera's on me. Oh, yeah. Oh, we missed you. We missed you. It's
We
Money.
missed you. It's me.
Hi, Dan. Hi, Katyani.
Cat's from my stream.
Hi, Alex. Hi,
Kat.
Adrian. Hello, Richard. As always, Moneybags Richard, we call him.
Richo with the 5, you fucking legend. Poggers for Richo.
Lightning.
Poggers in the chat for Richo.
Lightning Jesus.
Forgot about Poggers.
Great that Lightning Jesus is back.
How could Marnie forget about Poggers in the chat?
It's been a whole, 4 months?
That's so Pog. P-Man Diamond. P-Man Diamond.
P-Man Diamond?
David.
Marnie,
Everyone's
can you
back.
talk?
Oh, yes. What would you like me to say?
See, it's not behaving itself. I'm going to fix that.
Oh, okay.
He's going to fix that. See, that's the technical stuff that he's talking about. Greg Vinyl here.
Oh, hi, Dad.
He says, we missed you too.
Well, you spoke to me today.
Stoked for you being back, says Aaron. Pavlov's
Thanks,
Dogman
Aaron.
says, South Africa needs a team called the Sugarmen. They would play out of Perth. But obviously, that's very funny, Pavlov. I understand all of those references. Alex says, hi, Dad, and Dad too, and Auntie Marns. And
Hi.
James.
Is it working?
Shout out to Yuri Nater.
Yeah.
A bit cheeky James.
That is
Cheeky
a bit
James.
cheeky.
Cheeky James with the jokes. How'd your money again?
Yeah, it's fixed.
One of my favourite things of this year is just Tom gone straight through the wide to go.
I mean,
and fix
what can
something.
I do, mate? You want me to bloody climb under the ground or something?
Yes, I want you to
Take the elevator downstairs.
what you
know?
don't understand, the Oscars were on yesterday, Tom.
Yeah.
And do you not understand what mise en scene is?
I do. I fucking set up this old mise en scene, mate. Have a look at it.
Dom, good to see you.
Who ordered the Footy Sun from,
Hefty.
Kings of Neon?
Hefty Yeti, hello,
You did.
Aaron.
Yeah. Still side up.
Well, let's talk about that quickly. Aaron wants to know if I watched AEW Grand Slam because Aaron flew up there. Not only did I not go, but I was offered a media pass to go and interview all the wrestlers. But I said, Siebes.
Because you're a Malacca.
Still side up. Good to see you again. Jake.
I'm being told to talk and nothing is coming to my head.
But it's a special.
I
It
had such a
works.
good breakfast. You know Sani?
Yeah.
I'm
I know
sure
how
I'm
to fix
pronounced that
things,
correctly.
guys. You got to trust.
On Lygon Street, it's like the breakfast place.
And where Brunswick.
Yeah, so they do a fried egg and halloumi brioche bun.
S-A-N-I.
Yeah, so how do you say it? Oh, I
Sani.
say Sani.
Sani.
They do jalapeno cream cheese.
Oh, yeah. What kind of cream cheese we talking?
Just cream cheese with jalapenos in it.
Oh, jalapeno cream cheese.
Jalapeno cream cheese.
I won't dox myself, so I'm not going to tell the story I was going to say just then.
About where you eat?
Yeah, about a bagel place. But I was going to say, one of the things that America does, one of the few things I think America does better than Australia is politics. No, it is bagels.
Yeah.
They just smash us in bagels.
So I shouldn't have laughed as I was about to say this, but there was like a German traveler in New York made a TikTok being like, bagels are so good. Why are there any bagels in Germany?
Yeah, I know, exactly. Yeah. They absolutely dominate in New York in particular. And you'll go into a place, and why different kinds of cream cheese is you go into this place and there'll be 20 cream cheeses. Blueberry, strawberry, fairy floss, funfetti. Chives.
The best one.
Cheddar.
Salmon.
And
Salmon cream
Smoked
cheese.
salmon on the cream cheese.
That's true.
and I go, hey, this is where it's at. And
Yeah.
I go, New York is the history of New York will be remembered for bagels.
Yeah.
When I think New York and I look at the skyline, I'll think
Bagels.
of bagels.
You're a motherfucker.
That's so fair.
Excuse me?
What?
Lucy Bain in the chat. Go Footy.
Oh,
Yeah, go
hi,
Footy, Lucy.
All right. Well, should we just crack in?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Should we release the crack in? How you feeling, Marns? Good to be back.
Yeah, really good to be back. I know.
Rockin'
Can you
nails.
see the love heart in the light?
Oh, wow, I can.
Yeah.
Do you know the other day I was talking to a lady with long fingernails?
Was it
And I
me?
was like, no, it wasn't you. And I was like, I love your nails. I was like, I love your acrylics. And
Ooh,
she
they might not
said,
have been.
they're real. They were out
Ooh.
here. And I was like, are you for real? I
That's
didn't know
very
that.
impressive.
I didn't know how that happened. And then it makes sense when people say I broke a nail that they would be upset because
yeah.
that takes how long to grow that nail.
Footy season.
Footy. Footy season, yes. Shall we?
Waiting on you, mate.
All right. And the camera's on Tom. All right. G'day, folks. When I did that whole speech on Monday about the footy being back, I was wrong. Bounce that. It's time for the footy with Marns. Bounce that pill. Bounce it. Oh, yeah. Welcome back, Marnie Vinyl. Hooray.
Thank you so much.
How are you?
Good. I'm apprehensive about saying this because it feels like it is foreboding, but really good.
Yeah. Are you ready for 2 games of footy?
I am.
Oh, yeah. It's been how was your off season?
Good.
Are
I
we
mean, I didn't
talk-
really have an off season, but my footy off season was good.
You went straight to what did you cover after the footy?
That was December, so it would have.
Santa.
Yeah.
Yeah, covered
I was like,
Santa.
did Matildas play in December? No, they just
Till the
played
talk.
in. They didn't. It was just the sheep
You,
leaves.
your vibes all through the tennis.
I love the tennis.
Tennis and then the and obviously the women's football season is off. Is that still
Arsenal
going?
playing, yeah.
Yeah. And yes, well, I watched a lot of WNBL as well. You
Great.
came with me to the WNBL one time.
Oh, that was fun.
Yeah.
I had to wait in line for chips for like 5 hours.
Oh, outrageous.
That's
yeah,
the
because
thing.
Broden said, go get me some chips.
Did
Why?
Yeah, I said, baby want chips.
I thought they put you in a corporate box where they deliver the chips to you, Mr.
Oh, yeah,
Mr. High Flying Brody.
But Broden didn't know the rules and didn't want to ask anyone. So I was like, I'm sure.
I had courtside seats for the whole Southside Flyers WNBL
Yeah,
season.
because you're a high flyer.
Yeah, because I'm a power broker in the WNBL.
Yeah.
And do you know they got bought recently? There's a new ownership for
Yes.
WNBL.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. I wish I could remember. Oh, I mean, this is not that, but Jack Jumpers got bought by what, Queensland?
Brisbane, yeah.
Brisbane, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Protect the island by being Brisbane. But yeah, so then I would sit courtside at all these games. But for a whole season, I had this courtside season. I was always like, I don't want them to be empty. So I would ask anyone, please come to the basketball with me.
Yeah.
So you never came.
Well, I was, expecting child.
And Marnie came.
Yep.
And Jess Perkins
Matt Guelphy
came.
was there when I was there.
Matt Guelphy was there.
Yeah.
Was Matt Guelphy there?
Yep.
Who else came with me? Who are also the friends who came with me?
Hester or Ben?
Yeah.
Ben and Hess went in my place once. Jess Perkins came one time.
How far down on the list was I? Because I got an invite at the end of the
I ask
season.
you all the time, I think. But you're so busy.
Yeah, I didn't actually think I was
But
asked
after
either.
once, right at the end of the
Yeah,
season.
I was never asked.
From
Yeah.
where I live, it's generally like a 90-minute drive there and back.
Yeah, we listened to the SpongeBob SquarePants musical on the way back. we were curious.
Don't tell people how I live. But no, it was a good time. What should we talk football?
I think we should talk some football.
Yeah, you do your news throw.
Oh, how do I do it? What?
You go, it's time for the Marnie News o'clock or whatever you want.
I can't now do that. Let's talk some news.
That was good. That was good. Now, Marnie, to quote Cecil, Sideshow Bob's brother, I haven't been watching the news because I've been in a cave on Mars with my fingers in my ears. So has there been any AFL news in the past 2 days that we need to cover?
Well, although it'll be Friday night that the thunder will be shaken down from the sky over the SCG.
Oh.
It's over in Queensland that a cyclone is fast approaching that has postponed the original opener between the Brisbane Lions and the Geelong Cats and Saturday's game between Essendon Bombers and the Gold Coast Suns.
So all Queensland games have been postponed.
Yes, because as Chris Scott so eloquently put it, flying into the eye of a cyclone doesn't seem like a great idea.
And that's where I'm starting to think, when is Essendon going to get its edge back? Because if it was, the unsociable Hawks, they'd be like, we're gonna fly into it. But Bombers still a bit,
So, I don't actually want to play in a cyclone. Like, oh, well, I guess that edge is softer this year.
No. Do you know what I felt this week with this? PTSD from COVID, like fully. I feel so many like memories of COVID from this.
Yeah, well, I imagine AFL head office are going to have a lot of those kind of flashbacks all year when they work out what to do with Essendon and Gold Coast, because Brizzy, Geelong, fine, they both have a bye in round 3. So even though AFL aren't officially saying that that's when that game will be played, that's when that game will be played. But Essendon and Gold Coast is going to have to be in the floating fixture at the end of the season.
Yeah.
Floating fixture.
And a lot of the ones that are thrown around would break the EBA, is what I've been seeing. So a lot of people being like, why don't they put it here? And it's just like, no, that's actually illegal. It can't go there.
Also,
because they're not allowed to play 5-day breaks sort of stuff.
And also because of this bloody network stuff, they can't move can't move the games to the Saturday because Channel 7 have rights over one of the games and Fox have rights to Saturday. It's going to be a bit messier.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. Well, I was talking about with COVID, it makes me think of it because, two things I thought with this week is, do you remember when that happened? It was like the world was ending. But it's a very serious thing for everyone up in Brisbane and in Queensland. And there's a mentality of course, everyone's health and safety is the most important thing. We'll just move it and it's fine. Yep. But if this had happened in 2019, I would have been like, wow, a game was going to happen.
Yeah.
But now everyone's kind of like, it's not the worst thing ever. The worst thing ever is the virus making you stay home for 2 years.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it also made me think, no one talks about COVID. No one wants to talk about it.
Yeah.
It's depressing.
Every time it pops up on like a TV show or a movie that I watch, I'm always like, oh,
yeah.
Don't do it.
Everyone has PTSD about it.
I've had feedback on other pods that when they talk about COVID, people literally send them DMs and say, I turned off at this point because you started talking about COVID.
Netflix told me this as well. The Netflix data people said any stand-up shows, they cut it. So if a stand-up show from, say, Ed Gamble if COVID's mentioned or if the Queen is mentioned, people turn off.
Really?
And I know it's a bad thing to do doing
the Queen?
Yeah.
I want to hear some
about
Queen
the King?
gear.
Yeah. They'll go on for the King, off for the Queen.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah, it's funny how it works. But no one wants to talk about it.
So let's continue talking about it.
I know. I can't stop
We've
now.
lost all our audience. Oh, no.
But so the other thing that was interesting about this, and I'm sorry if you have that, but you were going to bring it up, but NRL moving games.
Yeah, the Rabbitohs-Dolphins game.
It's just being moved away from Queensland as opposed to postponed.
To Sydney, and people are not happy about it. Oh. Particularly, goodness, I really wish I knew her name. There was a partner of a player who had some very strong quotes about...
from League or AFL?
League.
Right.
It's like safety is the most important thing.
Yeah.
Because even... Lockie Neal said if the game was to be moved, he would stay home with his wife and his dog.
100%. Yeah, and he's got 2 kids and a dog.
Oh, okay. The kids is probably more. Does he have kids?
But also just the psychological. I've got to prepare for a game, but I'm literally worried about my house and my, family and livelihood. Right.
Also, you probably don't want to be flying out of a place with a cyclone.
Yeah, 100%.
No, so it does put a dampener on the start of the season, but also it's the absolute right thing to do.
Also, I wouldn't have minded too much if that Rabbitohs game was postponed, seeing as their stars were just injured.
Who's the star of the Rabbitohs at the moment?
Latrell Mitchell and Cam Murray.
Oh, I do know Latrell Mitchell. Outspoken individual. I remember that from Monday's Experts.
Yes, very good.
I did a sports show
outspoken
once.
or just gets pushed back because of racism.
Right. Hot takes.
Yeah.
And Russell Crowe is selling them?
No, he's not.
Is that actually?
No, he's not.
Okay, right. Okay, so we've got 2 games to talk about. We've got Hawthorn versus
Sydney
and GWS versus Collingwood, the great rivalries. That'll be cool. So the Geelong Brisbane one's an easy move, isn't it? goes
Yes,
to.
because they've both got a bye in round 3.
Yeah.
Which also, like, I would be kind of annoyed if I just started my season, play 2 games, and have a bye.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind.
No, well, Swans and Suns literally played this morning, didn't they? When did they play?
They played like last Friday or whatever.
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
So it's a quick turnaround to actual games. And
Yeah.
it means that Suns now are going to get people like Mac Andrew back. And all
Yeah,
these
but
other-
our original round bye is in round 2, I think. I could be making that up. So we would literally now not play round 0, play round 1 and then have a bye, which is just, it's a bit silly.
It's a bit disruptive.
Yeah, I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure that's the case.
I'm interested to see how that goes. What is the other news? It's the biggest news of the week. The other thing I want to say about this cyclone is it's so cool and crazy that you can know that something is coming. Like,
I agree.
like it hasn't hit yet at all. It's supposed to hit tomorrow morning, but everyone just knows about it, and there's all this prep and talk about something that's about to hit. But like, imagine being 100 years ago and people would have just been walking around naively now, not knowing that this thing's about to happen.
Yeah.
I was trying to try and get a meteorologist on, and then I'm
Oh,
like,
that would be cool.
I know no meteorologist.
You should have just called the Bureau of Meteorology. They would have helped you out.
Called
Yeah.
Bomb.
Yeah, because the Sydney Morning Herald and the Age's Daily News, they had an episode interviewing someone from the Bureau of Meteorocracy, and it
Mediocrity.
wasn't the mediocrity. Well, it wasn't the most interesting news podcast I've ever listened to.
Yeah.
Because I also went in being like, oh my god, this is going to be so fascinating. I'm going to learn about cyclones, and then I was like, oh,
Nate from ABC News Breakfast is very charismatic, but then wasn't because also
oh yes, he is. He's fantastic.
yeah. I think professors and science people, don't they have an obligation to talk in the media when asked to do? Like your dad used to be.
My dad used to fucking, go on all the time. But that was because, the universities would be like part of your funding and part of your salary is that, you do all this stuff and represent the uni.
So we could have
Is that what you mean?
Yeah, we could have rang some
Yes.
uni and
Yeah.
gone, tell us about a cyclone.
Yeah, my dad would always end up on like 3AW talking about shit. It was very funny.
Well, most old people do.
Yeah,
That's where they
true.
go.
Yeah, my dad would just call in and be like, I want to talk about this.
But it makes it's the wrong move from the NRL, I would say, to just move the game, because it's that idea of a player being a commodity versus
100%.
a human.
Yes, but I was pleasantly surprised that Lachie Neale had those quotes and that he was so well supported.
Yeah, he did it on the new 360. He was just like, I just wouldn't go if it wasn't.
He was like, I want
Yeah.
staying home, actually.
I want a premiership.
Yeah.
I got very thick legs. He does. When I see,
does,
whenever I
right?
see him in a game, I'm like,
Thick-legged
that's a
Neil.
thick-legged man.
Yeah.
Next.
Some very exciting news to come out of Tullamarine. Ben Brown is the new head of development for AFLW, head of development of coaches for AFLW.
That's huge news.
It's so good. It was about, I think, a week ago that he looked me dead in the eyes and just said, go Dons. And I was like, oh, yeah. So he's come back and he's like, no, money. Go Dons. It's like, yeah.
What if
Yes.
that went nowhere?
No, the
mental
Browns are now an Essendon family.
Yeah.
I don't think I've talked about it on the pod, but I play in a basketball team with Ben Brown now.
Yeah.
And it's the funniest
You
thing.
want a premiership?
Yeah. We are undefeated.
Well, you are like an all-stars team. It seems very unfair to everyone else.
Guess who it's. So the story, I think it's interesting, is they started a fund. Ben hasn't been able to play when he was a professional athlete, so now he can play. And he's 200 centimeters tall, and he's got the athleticism of a football player. So he plays. The first thing I saw happen in the first game is I threw him the ball, and he just stepped around a normal human and put the ball in. And I was like, this is going to be fun. And he's very good. And also, but he's also like, sometimes in community sport, you can get aggressive men who are like, oh, come on, rah.
Yeah.
And he's like gone up against people like Will Schofield, who are just these feral fullbacks. And like, nothing phases this. He's a vegan, positive, women's rights activist, like glorious man.
Just beautiful.
Who just floats through life. Nailing threes whenever he's so it's a huge get for the Bombers is what I mean to say.
Can I tell you something that I think is very funny?
Yes.
So I helped out at one of their kids' birthday parties, and my job was like, I had to like help. I was a hot glue gun supervisor, and they were doing disco ball, whatever. But then I had to hang them on the washing line for them to all the hot glue to dry before these kids could play with them.
Yeah.
But their washing line is like large, and I couldn't reach.
Because he's too tall. But it's good because he puts the washing in. That's what we like about Ben.
Well, Hess is also, I think, quite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's done it. But
She's on her ACL, yeah.
yeah. It's a family of knees, but they're guns. We love the Browns. Hello, Browns, if you're watching.
Speaking of guns, Andy Brayshaw has signed a 2-year extension, a 6-year extension, keeping him at the club until 2031. And I hate to even think about the year 2031. Makes me feel ill.
My son will be fucking graduated uni by then, man. It's fucking scary.
He'll be having a job.
How old will he actually be?
He'll actually be like 9 or something.
Whoa, I can't even think about your son being 9.
Well,
yeah, because when I heard this story, do you know what I took away? I was like, wow, he must have been born in the year 2000.
Yeah.
Because he'll be 31 in 2031.
Oh, that's great.
It's very easy.
Well, yeah, because I was in like year 8 in 2008. That's my helpful
I'm a
knowledge
year ahead. I was born in 89, so it's 2025, so I'm 36. I'm like, does that make sense?
No.
I also dropped maths in year 9.
So Paddy's saying they have 5 players contracted past 2030.
Yes, because someone signed last year that was to 2032 who had a similar reaction.
Insane.
Should we talk about
Got
Freo?
Young, Brayshaw,
Yes,
Cox.
Hayden Young.
Yeah, that's the one.
Should we talk about Freo? Let's talk about the players they've got signed and if any are moving.
All right, let's do it.
So obviously there's some people who are there, but what else has happened? Are there any other players who they've signed who are looking to move back to Melbourne? Or
Are you alluding to the Luke Jackson rumours, bro?
what's this?
Luke Jackson might want to come back home.
Well, he lives in Freo. He went home to Freo.
Come home to Melbourne.
Oh,
come
but he
home
wants to come
D's.
back to Melbourne.
Maybe
Yeah,
a
but I
straight
heard
swap
that-
for Cozzy.
I heard that he wanted to win a premiership though.
Oh, you already did that. That's what you do at Melbourne. If you want to do that at Freo, I don't know about that. Email in thefootywithbroden@gmail.com if you're a Fremantle fan. But yeah, no. So they've got 5 players signed to 2031.
Yes, Paddy, our great
Well, in the 30s.
sent it
The
to me.
30s.
Young, Brayshaw,
Dirty
Brennan
30s.
Cox,
30s.
Darcy, Tracy.
What?
Treacy?
Tracy.
Tracy.
It does look like
I'm sorry,
Tracy.
it's so
Triaki?
funny that we have
Triacini?
an on-air fact checker who's being so helpful,
Yeah.
and yet you're still getting the names wrong because you're reading them wrong.
I know, and I was telling Broden off for doing this on Sunday as well.
So funny.
And I was
Because
doing it.
I was like, wow, everyone's going to be so impressed at you just like knowing all these names
That's
off the top
why
of the
I
dome.
purposely said Paddy's just said. So
Okay, I'm sorry.
not
Thank you,
taking
Paddy.
not taking credit for this by any means.
It's funny they've got so many
Very
players.
funny.
It's a really interesting model from Freo, and they've got so many players locked in for a long period of time.
Especially
which-
because the way they treated their coach.
Exactly what I was going to say. Yeah, is they've now won, but apparently it's his decision as well, wasn't it?
Fair enough. Or actually, I don't know.
It's interesting.
Just the way it was Marty Shieldgold's decision to part ways.
What they should do is we should find out is like maybe he went year to year, but every year he stays on, he gets an extra Hungry Jacks or something, you know, like West Coast style.
I like that.
So maybe there's a couple of incentives to go to year, you know.
Yes.
Well, with this little core group there, the next 5 years they'll win a flag, won't they?
Oh yeah, 100%. Especially if they keep getting people coming over.
Fremantle flag mantle. Do you know
Yeah.
what? I'm going to coin a phrase: flag mantle.
You know how I talk about return seasons?
Yeah.
I'm big on that. I think Shea Bolton.
Oh,
Watch out.
Yes.
Massive year
Yeah.
from Shea Bolton. He's
Yeah.
my like back to his best sort of level, I reckon.
agree.
Pick.
Matthew Pavlich,
Yeah, Pav could be big. Could kick 100
Jeff
goals.
Farmer. No, I think that's exciting about Andrew Brayshaw. Is good at football.
He is. He also just seems like a very genuine, happy person. And I love that. Not quite as high profile, but I love that Corey Warner signed a 2-year extension at Sydney.
Okay.
So
Corey
not
Warner.
Chad, but
Yeah.
Corey, his younger
Related?
brother. Yeah, his younger brother.
All right.
Yes, because I also love when clubs back in fringe players.
Yeah, they can go to
Or players
Freo
that
together.
don't get very
That's
big
in 2
games. No, I think that it's going to be interesting to see the difference with Sydney under Dean Cox, especially because I think John Longmire
Yeah, too hard for me.
had favourites at Sydney.
Interesting.
And obviously he knew what he was doing
Yeah.
because they would win almost every game except a grand final.
Almost every game.
Except the one that counts. So it would be interesting to see how some of the non-stars and the developing players go under
Yeah.
Coxie.
Some big change at Sydney, perhaps.
Perhaps.
Yeah, great.
Speaking of young players, I thought a good discussion point. Well, I thought it was really interesting where David King said on SEN, he phrased it as, does Essendon put too much pressure on their young players? And I would argue against that because I actually think clubs are really protective of young players, but the media do put a lot of pressure on young players because everyone I talk to about Essendon will talk about Isaac Kako and Nate Caddy.
Yeah.
May I? There's a lot of pressure put on. the Essendon players when they're too young. And I think that's not good. Why? They come in, they're the saviour. I think no.
Perfect.
I think
it was
Jack
like
Watts
he was right here in the room.
Yeah, Jack
Yeah.
Watts was legitimately ruined by being played too young and should have been protected. Like it's probably definitely like on record as being happened to IMO.
Yeah.
There can be, I think, with this. I remember when Dyson Hepper was brought in, it was like he was the new James Hurd, was the kind of mentality, and like there's the saviors, but Kako is sick.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
He's from Pascoe Vale, which is where I live. So Kako from Paco.
Oh, that's great.
Pascoe Vale is I think we should try and get the lad on and talk about Pascoe Vale.
I think that's a great idea.
If you're watching, I don't know how to reach out to Kako.
Maybe on Instagram or something, Broden. You got a blue tick.
You're right. The kids love the blue ticks.
They do.
They're like, wow, he's famous.
Yeah.
He's basically ISO Speed.
Can I tell you something sad
Is that
really
his name?
quickly? I don't know who ISO Speed is.
Yeah,
I'm
neither.
sorry.
His ISO Speed. He goes,
I
woof,
show
woof.
Speed.
I show Speed.
Oh,
Oh, no.
Bailey Humphrey used to follow me and Marnie and has unfollowed us.
I know.
Who?
Bailey
I
Humphrey from
was
Gold Coast.
genuinely like,
Me
what
too.
the fuck?
I went to
We hate
send,
Gold Coast now. No.
yeah, I went to send him a message to be like, I see you lining up at centre bounces. It's exciting because he follows me back. And then he wasn't following me anymore.
Yeah, you
and I went
follow
through
both
the followers
of us,
and he
now
doesn't follow Marnie.
follow either of us
So he
anymore.
did a purge?
Yeah, he's
Yep.
fucked us off.
Yep. All right, had enough
right.
of the footy.
Very
He's
sad.
Malacca.
Yeah,
Yeah,
massive Malacca for
Malacca.
Bailey Humphrey.
All right, great. That's good.
Also, because I was really excited for him to have a really good year.
Yeah,
and
me
now I've got
too.
a little bit of a personal
I went to tell him.
Were you just messaging him too much?
No, I've never messaged him. This is going to be my first time being like,
I mean,
On ya?
it was probably good he unfollowed.
what, the Moe Marvel?
He can't be messaging
Bailey Humphrey.
Hey, little boy, I just wanted to say congrats on going to the midfield. Hey, boy on the Gold Coast, it's me, Tom.
He followed me back. He opening for engagement.
Well,
Yeah.
Jed Walter still follows me, and now I'm gonna keep checking.
Yeah. Tell
Because
Jed.
if he unfollows me, I'm done with the Suns.
Can you message Jed Walter and say, can you ask Bailey Humphrey why
Why he
I
unfollowed us?
And tell him Tom hopes he has a ripper season.
Was he
as well.
ever following Broden or just you and I?
Can't remember.
That's quite funny.
There's no worth looking, but I'm sure they're all following me. Well, this is derailed. What other news is there?
Well, while we're on young players, do we want to have a rising star nod each?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and then we can watch them.
Yeah.
We can watch them all year.
This is-
we can keep note all year.
It's as good as time as any. We might talk to Michael Voss next week, and just as an in-joke, I might talk about how good a year Jagger Smith is going to have.
Oh.
But I reckon it'll be like an in-joke thing. Michael Voss will act like that he's not injured for the year.
Yeah.
It'll be
Great.
this weird back and forth. That's my prediction.
Okay.
100%.
But I just want to say that. So the reason I say that is all the top tenors are getting injuries.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, so
I don't want to
first-
moz anyone then.
My first pick would have been Leo Lombard, but now we don't know when he's going to come back. But he would have been an obvious pick. Paddy's gone with Levi Ashcroft.
yeah,
I
most
think
people I think have gone
Levi.
with.
But
Levi.
my one,
Levi Ashcroft.
yeah, the brother of Marcus Ashcroft. No, the son of Marcus Ashcroft and the brother of Will Ashcroft.
Norm Smith.
Oh, okay, the
Number
Brisbane
three,
one.
yeah.
Ashcroft.
But my pick, Gold Coast centric, of course. You know, positive Gold Coast daddy in the room.
Don't say Gold Coast Daddy.
Ethan Reid.
Okay.
is gonna
Oh,
have a massive
interesting.
one.
Ruck.
Yeah, ruck, but can
Forward.
play wing maybe this year, a bit of forward. Apparently just one of those superstar academy ones. Didn't really play much last year, I think 4 games. And they reckon could be his year. So Ethan
Really?
Reid's my dark horse.
That is a hot take.
Watch him not get a
Oh,
game.
as hot as the sun. Yeah. He gets 2 games.
Yeah.
My one is Harvey Langford.
Yeah, that's
And
a good
So at pick 6 for Melbourne, it's not like when players come in, they have this look of like, oh, I'm just here to have a good time, and he's come in, he's like, yeah, give me the ball. He's like, he looks
I
like
love
he just looks like Luke Hodge or it just like a gun ready-made player. So if anyone he would, and if Melbourne are all right this year, he'll look outstanding.
Yeah.
Who do you think?
Well, I saw on.
Coco could be one as well. By the
Oh
way.
my goodness, I would love that. A social media post that had like predictions, like who could it be? Is Sam Darcy eligible? Because if he is, no.
Surely
I thought,
not.
yeah.
He was last year though, oddly, I think, even though
Paddy's
he played
telling
a
me no,
bunch.
he's not.
Yeah.
Okay, because I swear I saw his face in one of those things.
Yeah, right.
Well, seeing as it's not Sam Darcy, I will go Caddy.
Yeah. Fuck
Hell
yeah.
yeah. I'll go Nate Caddy.
Nate
Because he
Caddy.
played 10 games last year, so he is.
Nate Caddy at
Essendon.
Essendon.
We're
He's
all
your-
so biased.
Yeah, but
all
it's
gone for
fun.
someone proud.
Well, that's
It's
also
a
like
bit of fun.
this is not a research pod, but who are the other top 10 picks? Who are
So Smiley is the other one, right? Is that how you say it? Or is it Smiley is the other one
Smiley.
who could have a massive year, right? Am I right, Paddy? Paddy's saying Smiley, nodding, saying yep.
But the problem will be, right, with a Richmond is that the problem with the rising star is if you're in a whoever's going to be like that's why Ashcroft is a very good bet,
So I
right? Because
disagree.
Brisbane will dominate all year,
Yeah.
and he can just worry about his role and look really good. Whereas
Yeah,
if you're a
true.
Smiley or one of the other 946 Richmond players drafted this year, all year you're getting just belted.
See, I
Yeah.
find that interesting because I think someone like Sheasel, who played on a very bad North team and came onto the scene hot, stood out like in a big way because they
Tom,
just
you've made me look a fool.
stepped in and started getting 30 disposals a game, And it happened at Melbourne too, like with a lot of your young guys when Clayton Oliver showed up and just started getting 25 a game when you guys weren't
But
going so well.
our rising stars have been Jared Rivers, who was in a team playing deep in the finals, and Luke Jackson, who was playing in a premiership side.
Yeah, no,
So-
you're right. I just think a bad team, but coming in and playing a starring role can reflect well.
Speaking of Melbourne young ones, Caleb Windsor looks so good in that Pracky match.
He's a gun. He
Yeah,
was
he's
great
gonna be
last year.
so good.
He's my favourite, and I would give him a hug.
That's nice.
Daniel Curtin is still eligible from Adelaide, and I really liked him last year, even though he didn't play that much. But if Adelaide are good this year, he will get one. What about Finn O'Sullivan
Yes,
from North? Looked good on a wing.
everyone, yeah. Well, in the ages predictions, there was quite a few people saying Finn O'Sullivan. Why is that funny?
Because
Because Paddy, he doesn't know who these people are.
Oh,
He's totally been told by Paddy. I can tell straight away, man.
But what I just
He
did,
doesn't
I'm going to
know.
be looking out for it now.
He doesn't know who like your third best player is at Essendon. He's heard of
Kako.
Kako,
Name
and then he's
3
like
Essendon players.
I would be happy to.
that
Yep.
Ruckman guy.
Michael Long, James Hurd, Matthew Lloyd.
Oh.
But right now,
Yeah. We've said 2 of
McGrath.
them. So, okay, yep.
Draper,
Yeah.
Keiko,
Yeah, great.
Todd Goldstein, Draper, Ridley, Redman,
What about
Merritt.
Zach? Yeah. Like, what about us?
yeah,
Sid
Darcy
Draper as well.
Parish,
Sid Draper is going to be good.
yeah.
Yep, for Adelaide.
Yep.
See, this is bad podcasting, guys. We're gonna keep Broden out of the chat.
All right. Sorry. Please move on.
Also, I just want to bring this up because I think it's so funny. So in the ages predictions for the Brownlow, everyone said Nick Dacos, apart from a few people who said Marcus Bontempelli before he got injured, except for Caro. So Caroline Wilson was the only one who had someone that wasn't Nick Dacos or Bontempelli.
Wow.
Guess, I assume you don't know.
I have no
Guess who it could be.
Tom Green.
Andrew Demetrio.
Yes. No. And it's someone who I genuinely think could win games off of his boot,
Yeah.
but would never, I would imagine, be in the conversation for Brownlow this year.
Wow.
Mikey
okay.
Madison.
Yes, it is Oscar winner, Mikey Madison.
So I would have gone for like, yeah, a Chad Warner, a Tom Green, like, maybe a Noah Anderson.
I'll even
but-
give you the club,
Okay.
Geelong.
Not Jeremy Cameron,
Humph Bailey.
Nope. Bailey Humphrey from the Gold Coast.
who doesn't follow us on
We
Instagram.
don't know. Geelong.
Geelong. Okay, like so when we're going Max Holmes, Brian Myers, Max Holmes,
Yeah, it's
maybe.
Max Holmes. Everyone else who I've said been like, Danger?
Nah.
Bailey Smith? Yeah, no, it's Max Holmes.
Max Holmes won the best and fairest, I believe, last year. He's definitely
He's
their
a
best
very good player.
Yeah,
But I was so shocked.
yeah, I agree with you. It's an odd pick, but I fucking love.
I mean,
Frank
great.
Harris.
I mean, yeah, same. Same.
How not to be
like,
boring.
reading all the prediction being like Nick Dacos, Nick
Nick
Dacos, Nick
yeah,
Dacos. Max
boring.
Holmes.
Yeah.
I was
It was
thinking
excellent.
about if Bont's injury, if he gets to the end of his career and doesn't get a Brownlow, then I think the Brownlow's stupid, and I don't want to go talk about it anymore because he is the best player in the league, and he should have an award in his career that says that he's the best one in the league. Nick Dacos, if everything goes according to plan, just does win it this year, doesn't he?
Yes. Yeah.
But he's not the only one who's had an incredible career and not won one, right? Like I
Isaac
feel like
Heaney.
it sort of happens. Well, yeah,
When
but
you
yeah,
look
you know,
back- when you look back,
like did Judd get one? Yeah, he got one. I feel like there
Ablett
are a few.
Ablett got a couple.
Yeah, Ablett, of course. Like, goat. He should have won 4 or 5 IMO.
But you love the Ablett.
Yeah, he's the best.
But no, I think like, yeah, if Bont doesn't get to the end and doesn't have one.
Yeah, especially because I feel like he gets dogged on the votes as well. Like especially last year because it's fresh, but every year it's like, oh well, he was clearly best on ground that game. You know, like,
But it'll be Dacos. I would think.
yeah.
Do you want to give us your best player if someone was joining fantasy?
Go on.
I did a draft last night.
Can we talk about that now?
A Supercoach draft, and I felt like the obvious number one pick, and I said this in my Twitch chat, and it was followed up on, is Tristan Sherry.
Oh.
That is the number one pick, I think, in fantasy this year.
That's great.
Is he expensive?
Yes, but like not too expensive. He's correctly priced, and just I think the ceiling is there to go higher. And at his best last year, he was clearly the best fantasy. And like, if you can get a ruckman number one in your draft as well, it's a huge coup because then you don't have to worry about it, in the later rounds.
Can I ask you a question?
Hit me.
When you say you had a draft party,
Yeah.
did everyone come around to someone's house?
No, I streamed on Twitch.
You stream on Twitch?
Yeah, and
I got
everyone
a
was in the
text from my
chat.
dad saying Tom's back on Twitch.
Yeah, that's cute. Thank you for tuning in, Marnie's dad.
Greg.
Yeah, Greg. I streamed it, and a lot of people who were drafting and people who weren't were engaging and having a fun time.
What number did you have?
I had picked 6, and Bont fell to me, so I took Bont.
But he's injured.
I know. So I just was like, it's too good. If he's right by the time we play Supercoach finals, like that'll be great for me. And I backed my depth knowledge to get through until he comes back. But then I took Tom Green with my second pick because again,
also injured.
he was at like pick 30 or whatever and still sitting there. I was like, I've got to take him. So my first 2 players were injured. And because they were there and I wanted them, I didn't get a ruck. So I ended up missing out on a ruck and had to take Jordan Sweet at like pick 60 and basically couldn't get a backup ruck. So that might stuff me.
Who was number one pick?
Tristan Sherry.
Right.
Yeah.
Who was pick 2?
Pick 2. I think Dacos went 2.
Nick or Josh?
Yeah, Nick. Yeah.
3?
3. I don't particularly remember.
Gorn
but
up there?
Yeah, Gorn would have been up there. But people go hard on the ruck. So Gorney would have been up there. And then I think Rowan Marshall went quite high as well.
Cool. Interesting.
The only other news item that I had was it was a few weeks ago that a men's mental health round really garnered a lot of support. And I think that that's worth highlighting. And I would like to see a bit of momentum carried through for that. I did a piece on this and I spoke to Tom Boyd and Will Taylor for it, and they were both fantastic. And they both stressed, and I don't know whether they were talking to me, but I don't think so. I think it was very genuine. They both stressed that they would like to see a mental health round and not a men's mental health round. But I have been thinking a lot about, I just have been thinking a lot about the conversations that I've had from it and how important it actually really is for men to have safe spaces and to talk about their feelings, because I talk about my feelings every single day with my female friends. Yeah. And it makes me really sad that the men in my life don't seem to have that same kind of.
No, it's very hard.
Yeah.
I've never spoken to Tom in my life as well.
Yeah.
But no, it's an incredibly hard thing too. It's not culturally something that's done. And it's, but also like it's the range of mental health is no more personified than in men's sport. Like,
right,
and
exactly.
it's a nice place to have the conversation.
Such a good access point. And obviously gambling, sports relationship with gambling, but I don't think that that's a reason to not have the conversation. I think even it highlighting the negative impacts of gambling is even another tick to have the round, because then we're having a conversation of something that's really important, even though there's obviously an element of hypocrisy.
How effective are themed rounds, do we reckon?
Should we ask Twitter?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because the goal of a round, I guess, is essentially just to champion groups who might be talking about charities or organisations, or at least to put the discourse or the discussion into places where it otherwise wouldn't be. Really,
and I really think it depends on the round, because a mental health round I do think would just be like, okay, yeah, well, let's just talk a bit more about mental health and normalise it. Where like. And also I do think that should be backed up with action. And Tanya Hosh said that when she talked about it, and she would like to see, support and systems for mental health backed up with a themed round. But I do think for the fans, it would just be the conversation. But then when you have rounds like Pride Round, I think that's got to be backed up with a lot of learnings and education behind it. But also, and I think that we've talked about this, and I know that there's not a gender violence round, but Carlton do Carlton Respects, and they did the last year standing in a circle in the middle of the ground for a moment's silence. And I do just think that put the AFL in a position that when things come up, well, they've made their stand clear, so they have to back it up now.
Yeah.
And so I do think it is important
Exactly, yes.
And then impactful.
Yes. Yes, great.
Anyway, I would just like to see momentum stay up for that and for it to not die down.
Well
Yeah.
said. Well said. Is that all your news?
Yeah.
Great. I have some news things.
Ooh.
Parkway Drive did a collab with Fox Footy and covered the Fox Footy theme song. Parkway Drive, Marnie, from when Tom and I were growing up,
Yeah.
are the best rock band in Australia, I would say. What do you think of that?
Yeah, no, I think rock is a very generalized term, but I'd say
Hardcore.
heavy rock.
Metal.
We could, to make it even more wider. Yeah, I think best band for sure.
And it goes off.
Can I
It go-
hear some?
I don't know if we're allowed.
Can
Yeah,
you just
I-
sing it then?
Yeah, it goes like the Fox Footy theme, da-na-na, but on electric guitar.
Ooh.
Wah, wah, wah.
Can I play it?
Yeah, it's probably. Is it on Spotify? If it's not on Spotify yet, then go for it.
It's on YouTube.
Yeah, just that'll be fine.
And I'm just going willy-nilly.
You love saying willy-nilly this year.
I'm saying willy-nilly a lot.
Wacky Wednesday willy nilly.
What was your feedback of it, Tom? I thought it was in the streaming wars or whatever you want to
Yeah.
call it. Shots fired from Fox Footy because they got big cool points from me.
I thought they've genuinely been listening to the pod. Clearly, like we've been championing it, doing remixes and stuff.
But then also they're hardcore,
Yeah,
and so the lead singer's a screamer, and they're like, no screaming, no, don't do any singing.
Yeah, I'm sure there's
Marnie doesn't like it.
Marnie, no
pockets
like.
of the world that like that kind of
I really like it, but I just think it's fun, and we do stuff like that. So
Yeah.
it's like us.
I think it's.
Yeah.
I'm all about the vibes, and
Yeah.
you can really feel Fox and Seven going, "We're cooler than them," and Fox Footy's throwing some punches,
Yeah.
which is what I want to pivot to my next thing. Is Monday nights is the home of TV shows, and Monday night I got my first look at the new shows. So there's New 360. I would like to call New 360 Four Corners because it starts with Gary Light and Jared both standing at screens with news going, these are the news articles of the day. I'm Jared Waitley and I'm Gary Light. And then they sit on their new futuristic shiny desk and it's missing an edge at the moment is how I would say, respectfully. It's pretty straight bat and pretty boring. The next show is On the Couch. Now there's 2 big couches, 4 big men, 4 giant men. There's Jack Rewalt who's hosting.
love.
And then there's Jordan Lewis.
Yeah.
And then there's the old giant men couch and Nathan Buckley and Jonathan Brown.
Okay.
Great.
And that'll find its feet. And then there's Footy Classified, or which I would like to call the people who didn't get off and fuck tons of money from Channel 7 who are still there. Respectfully. And that show is objectively awful. And that's my
It was
opinion.
really awkward.
Yeah, it was really
Yeah,
weird. I was
like
laying in
proper
bed
awkward.
with my doona up to my shoulders and I was watching it going, what is this?
I only watched the highlight bits and pieces, and it was just like the awkwardness was palpable. You could cut it with a knife, mate.
Yeah, I was like, this is weird.
Yeah.
And I was like, and then I watched as much as I could stomach of the Tuesday night version, which was 38 seconds. So I need to give that one a bit more feedback. But the top line is that at the moment, Channel 7 haven't put their 98 shows into the ring yet. The footy starts this weekend and they haven't got their 9 shows of Agenda Setters or Freaky Friday footy or the Sunday Feast, which is a real show that's going with Kate Max hosting. And then there's Thursday Thumbs, which is where thumbs talk about the footy. I've made that one up.
Yeah,
Fun
good
fact.
tell.
But no, I'm waiting to see their shows and then I'll have my rankings. But I
Oh,
don't know
that's
if
fun.
I don't know if I'll go public with that. But
You should.
I think
You absolutely
Yeah.
should. It's very on brand for you.
yeah. Did someone do meow 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 by the way before with the Fox Footy theme?
No, but that's a good thing. That's what people do. You know, the Billie Eilish meow 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 thing. Come on, guys. This is what the kids are doing. The meow meow versions.
Well, I'm 36.
It'd be like meow 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 meow.
Stop.
And then the Billie Eilish one is it's a meme, guys. Don't worry, you're out of touch with the meow meows.
I've never been so
now all the fucking comments are going to be meow, meow, meow.
Yeah. Anyway,
Oh, you
I'll-
think I wanted the Wednesday show to be called Wednesday Wacky Will with Willie Wednesday? This
I came
this
up
guy
with
just
that,
says
thank you.
shit and then it becomes the thing.
I will bring in a meow meow version of the Fox Footy theme for Sunday.
Okay.
Well, folks, it's time. We've had all the news. It's time. Get ready, folks, to strap in for 2 whole games of tipping.
Tipping.
Silly.
Tipping.
All right, with this meowing. Ugh.
Tipping.
Meowing. No, I don't even know what the meowing is.
I wanted to have a play on cats not playing, but I couldn't get there quick enough.
Cats meowing. They should do the meowing
Meme.
meme.
They should get
for
Danger
cats.
to do that.
Danger, yeah. The head of the AFL Players Association should meow. That'd be great. We'll have him on. Okay. What's the tipping comp? You still can do it. Should
Yeah.
we do the code real quick?
Yeah, I can get it up for you because I already have it up on my phone if you would like, Broden Kelly.
What happened to you?
MJ2JA6X5. Get in the tipping or go to the link tree on our socials and click on that link in there. We have 900 people in there. So we want to get that to 10,000, guys.
Wait, is it 900?
Yeah.
Right.
900.
900.
No, it's 765.
All right, so I rounded up a bit. All right.
All right,
Mr.
then.
Fact
All
check.
right.
Mr. I dropped out of maths in year 10. Fact checking
9.
the numbers over here, mate.
9. I dropped down in year 9. So we have, folks, get ready.
Can you maybe
2.
just give us the code, but not so fast?
Yeah, you were very hard on that.
Yeah, okay. Because it's easy to go to Linktree. I'm
Yeah,
putting
but
it
some
out there.
people are going to be walking around.
Yeah.
Listening.
J. Sorry.
Wait,
buddy.
you should do an M for.
M for Michael Jordan. J for Jordan. 2. J for Jordan.
Hang on, is it MJJ?
That's so annoying.
Fucking got you. M for Mickey. J for Jordan. 2 for 2. J for Jordan. A for Alex. 6 for 6. X for xylophone. And 5.
That was still pretty fast.
MJ2JA6X5 or go to the link tree on our socials.
Can I have a go?
Yeah.
Hey, here's the code. MJ2JA6X5.
Michael Jordan. That was very good, Braden. That's why you get paid the big bucks.
Yeah.
I'd love to
Oof.
get on that AHM dollar, you know?
I've been on an AHM ad for 5 years, Tom. I was the pickle.
Yeah.
Oh, did you ever see that ad?
Sorry.
Well, aren't we in a pickle? Remember that?
And he was a little drawn pickle.
Oh, that's fun.
I did it in my house.
Oh.
Sorry, I almost put on the round ahead. But, all right, let's do I'm dragging out because there's 2 games to tip.
Yeah. And this is going to be its own segment on YouTube.
The first, is it?
Yeah, we're going to snip it up every
Good
week.
job.
Oh, that's
Tom.
cool.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm contributing nothing to this podcast.
Mate, you did brought all the news
No,
and
I
great
know, but
discussion
you guys
points.
are just doing so much behind the scenes. And I'm like, oh, God.
Oh, no, not at all.
I just get to go home at the end of this. And
Yes.
go to sleep.
Yeah. And yeah.
Yeah, that's
it's
what
good.
I'll do too. I'll probably go home and watch 360.
And prepare for a big game as Hawthorn take on Sydney at the SCG.
Wow,
Yeah,
you're on
yeah.
fire.
Hell yeah, well done. That was good. At the SCG, 7:40 SCG, it's 7, Friday the 7th on Channel 7 or KO. Help. You started so strong and then I ruined it.
This will be a
I'm
fucking
going.
ripper
I'm
game.
so
Are
excited.
you going?
I'm flying to Sydney and I'm going with my mum and dad and we're going in the red zone. So that's like the Sydney people
Fun.
zone.
Catch up with
Polly.
the Sydney crew.
Yeah,
the
I'm really
troop.
Yeah.
hoping Polly is listening to this and will reach out and say, oh my God, let's hang out.
Are you going for the game or just coincidence you're going
I'm
up
going for the
anyway?
game.
Yeah,
and then
that's so cool.
and the project were like, can you talk to us about footy? So I'm flying to Sydney, going to the Channel 10 to do the project.
yeah, watch out.
And then I'll go to the SCG.
Project asked you without me.
I know. And because I was like, I made a joke being like, oh, I'm going to come in like full Swannies kit. They're like, you can actually. It's like, we just want it to be really fun. I was like, if you want it to be really fun and not just really serious journalism, but you asked just me and not me and Broden. Whoa.
Yeah. All right. Shots fired. Project.
Shots fired. But that's so cool. I think this is going to be a really good game and I think
I'm
it's going
so
to be really
excited.
close.
Yes, I
Yeah.
think so too. Because the Hawthorn's documentary comes out Wednesday night on 7 Plus or 7 Mate. And the trailer looks so good and it got me really excited to watch Hawthorn.
Yeah.
The clip they had was Sam Mitchell just like, it was like 10 minutes into the second quarter and he was complaining about how tired they looked. And he's like, I don't want to see that kind of body language. If you're tired, get off. I'd rather play
Yeah,
with 16 than
Yeah.
have players out there that look tired.
Yeah, I'll watch that.
It looks really good.
I'm tipping Swans.
Oh, I have tips once, yeah.
I think Hawthorn, just because of that, new coach thing, I think Sydney's the better team and will be better throughout the year, but I just think Hawks might carry the momentum from last year, whereas Sydney might start off a bit new coachy, you know?
And also,
Why is that funny? Why is that funny? That's fair, isn't
that
it?
is so fair.
Why is Broden laughing at me?
Because a
Marty?
while ago you went, I think they'll be.
Yeah.
And also, I imagine there's going to be a bit of mental hangover from their last game that they played, where they got smashed
Yeah.
a grand final. So even though they looked really good in the practice games, I still feel like you've got to carry a bit of that, right?
Yeah, I mean, the best circuit breaker for that is new coach, though. So, yes, of course, it will still be a hangover, but hopefully this whole new system and new everything has helped a lot with that.
Yeah.
Can I ask you guys a question?
Hit me.
With the AFL tipping website, let's walk through how to turn off the betting.
Okay.
How do you do that?
So you go, there is a way. So I think it's in my account, right?
Okay, so I go into my account settings.
Yeah, I think you can, am I right, Paddy? Paddy probably doesn't even know. That's a question without notice. But I think in communications or something, you can...
Communications?
You can turn it off potentially.
Yes, there's global notifications, weekly rate. No.
No, it's not that. Change your password, social connections. I'm sure you can, right?
It looks really hard. Paddy's going to get
There
on
you
it.
go. So you go to your details.
Your details.
And then you underneath the date of birth.
I do not want, you have to opt in. I do not want to see sports bet advertising while on AFL tipping.
Yeah, and I think the reason I've done that there is because it's just below the date of birth. So if you're like 13, it'll turn it off immediately.
Right.
I would hope.
Now
Right.
to draw this out, let's do this on every single...
Yeah.
So it's in your details, and then where you've got your you put your little footy goonsy
Yeah, I got the Suns
and
one.
your date of birth, all that. You have to opt in to turn it off.
Yes.
All right. And then the second game is Giants Collingwood.
Ripper game.
The battle of the farm, the Mason Cox battle. So the top line of this is Giants were very good last year, apart from horrible finals. Their preseason games, they've looked objectively really bad.
Yeah.
And Collingwood have not done anything. They've been quiet like a mouse.
They look good,
And
actually.
it added Perryman and Houston.
And Membry.
And I would also say the top line is that Jesse Hogan got his thumb stuck in a door.
Yeah.
Jammed in a door, and so he's out.
And Tom Green's out as well, which is probably...
And Jake Stringer.
Yeah, two of the biggest outs you could have at Giants, I reckon.
Yeah.
They're the best list just about in the AFL, in my opinion. Like, everyone's great. Their jobbing players that would be stars at other clubs.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Cogs, Jake Kelly, these guys.
What's
that
the
are-
other?
Josh Kelly, sorry.
Yeah, they're absolute stars. So, but I think there's something off about them, and maybe they're just like keeping their powder dry, which I don't know where that saying comes from. But I'm tipping Collingwood because they've been quiet like a mouse.
I think Giants will still get it done. I'm backing the Giants to have a big year. And I think Collingwood would be good too. It would be just a fucking fun ripper
I
game.
hope it's a good game. I just really hope it's a good game.
Surely.
Yeah, I tipped Collingwood.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, you tip Collingwood?
They just look good. And you're right. There's
Quiet.
no, like last year, that was we're going back to back. And so they had to do a lot of media and everyone was talking about them. No one's really talking about them yet.
They're very quiet.
They're too quiet.
And Giants, they haven't looked great.
Yeah, I don't think I watched the Giants preseason, but
Jacob Gannett on their tweet, he's like, the game starts now. And he's like,
Yeah.
And then he took like half an hour, was like, Carlton have started. Giants have not started yet.
yeah. I do think there's that grain of salt, all the preseason stuff, but it is indicative sometimes. So
Yeah.
let's hope they show up and turn it on.
All right. Well, that's our two things.
Not great weather.
No.
I feel like every time I go to NG Stadium, it's raining.
Are you staying for this game as well?
Yes, I am.
Fuck yeah.
Because they have really good vegetarian pies at NG Stadium.
So staying for that?
Yep.
Marnie, when I go home, I'm going to have a halloumi mushroom quiche.
Yum. Did Annie make it?
No, we bought it from a shop.
Ooh, fancy.
And then there's also a pumpkin feta quiche as well, which is a bit more normal.
Yeah.
A lot of eggs, a lot of protein.
There's a lot of protein.
Yeah.
Well, you got to get it from somewhere, you know what I mean? You got to build their muscle. Great. Can I say something about me?
Yeah.
Broden Kelly's solo show in Melbourne is entirely sold out. So we're adding 3 shows. If you're coming ready, thank you, but there's going to be 3 last shows. I don't know, just go somewhere to find tickets.
At the Ath.
The Athenaeum,
Which
Yeah.
has a capacity of,
700.
that's so impressive.
It's really big.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
I don't know if I'll fill them, but they're
Surely.
will.
Yeah, you will.
I will go.
Well, yeah, because I want to go to a big show.
Yeah, I'll go to the
What's
yeah.
the capacity of your shows?
just in a pub. I'm doing 110 every night, 110 seats.
Oh, that's cool.
And then then moving to the Ath at 700 and something. So that'll be full on. But you know what? The footy will be on. and that'll
What a big month for you.
big year, because we love footy. And Melbourne's going to win the flag as well. Do you know that about Tom and I? The Auntie Donna World Tour starts in Dublin on Monday the 29th or something.
Yeah, the day after the grand final.
That is so stressful.
Yeah.
The day after the grand final.
True. So we'll leave on Saturday night after the grand final.
Yeah, get on a plane at 9 o'clock at night after the grand final, which is going to be hard because I'll still be
horrific.
celebrating Melbourne winning the flag. And
Yeah. And I'll still be editing the podcast we recorded that afternoon.
yeah, on the plane. But yeah, it should be great. Marnie, I hope you have a great year of covering football.
Yeah, I think I will.
I hope the Bombers go well, just independently. But it'll be good. Good to see them rise.
Yeah.
It'll be good to see the Suns
See him fly up.
up. Do you know that we have never mentioned this? But Jez Hickey, Geraldine Hickey, great comedian.
yeah.
Have you heard her bit about see the Bombers fly up to win the premiership flag? Do you know what else rhymes with up? Cup.
I know. I brought this up so many times, but people always like to me, yeah, but you win the flag and it's actually, I'm like, oh my God, shut up.
Yes. But no, it's going to be a great year. It starts with 2 huge games and then it gets into the real shit next week, respectfully.
Yeah.
Have a great
So
week.
funny it starts with just 2 games.
2. We didn't really talk about opening round and whether it's going to stick around or not.
I hope not. I don't like it.
It's an interesting
It's
start.
just,
Broden's the only one in Australia who likes it.
I think it's a hot take, but I think that anything that's like fighting the good fight in the northern states is worth trying. And like last year, they all sold out. These ones were all going for sold out. So like if that's making a difference, then cool. But then it's a fair argument as well. You could have another. It's interesting.
I would just do another gather round, I think is what you're alluding to.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. But obviously I hope everyone listening and watching is super safe up there and looking after yourselves.
Yeah.
Yes. I have nothing to add to that.
Yeah.
Correct.
I will give a tip that I saw on TikTok.
Yep.
You should, if you have an espresso machine, make espressos and then freeze them so that if your coffee machine, if your power goes out and you desperately need a coffee, you've got coffee cubes ready to go.
Was the espresso playing under that on the TikTok? Like,
Maybe.
me think about it. Here's a fun thing to. All right, great. Have a great one, everyone. Laura Kane is the mate this Saturday, which is I go hard. I pull no punches.
Journalist Brody.
Not really, but it's great, and we'll see you soon. Enjoy the footy. Bounce said pill, and keep discussing. They love the jumper. The jumper. Lots of love for the jumper.
Thank you so much. I love also because I love that it gives sports team without it being any kind of affiliation.
It's, do you know what it is? It's Ski Mum.
It is.
It's Princess Di chic. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like with the 2 boys.
Oh, yeah, I see it. Yeah. that's
Gets
and
away
ask
from me
me-
with the cameras.
Ask me where I got it from.
Where'd you get it from?
A vintage store in Japan.
Oh, so cool. I saw some cool pancakes on a TikTok from Japan.
Great.
Yeah.
Thanks, Rob.
They only take like 50 reservations a day. You got to go there at like 5 a.m.
I really wanted to go to Pepe's for my birthday
that what it
dinner,
is?
and no, that's the like Italian place in the city,
Okay.
and it's already booked out.
Oh, right. I thought
Like a
we were still
month
talking
away.
about pancakes in Japan.
No, I just remembered how mad I am because I wanted to take my sister.
Oh, sad.
Maybe we should do the footy with Broden live from Tokyo.
That's a great idea.
There would
especially
be
if you
2
shout,
people
bro.
there. And they'd be very respectful.
Yeah, that'd be so nice.
the
Hit
amount
that
of-
sting, fuckers.
The amount of Australians that go over there, I reckon would sell it out.
No, there's a
mate.
bunch of expats. There's a bunch of. We should do. Let's just make that a long-term goal to do the footy with in June live from Tokyo.
So good to have the chat back. Is there any great questions for Broden or Marnie while you have them?
Yeah. Any questions? And for Tom and for Paddy.
Yeah.
I think if anyone has a question for Paddy.
I loved that Jordan Dawson sting so much.
Did you? Thank you.
Yeah, genuinely.
That's
That's
very
the
kind.
scenes from the Adelaide Oval one, yeah?
Yes, yeah.
Fun. Yeah. The true Adelaidean in you, Marnie.
It was a narrative. It was a whole story of a sting.
Do you know what we can do while we wait? We
For
can go
questions?
through my heritage.
Oh, yeah, this is great, actually. Yeah.
I have my DNA heritage, everyone. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, read it out.
I'm 34% Irish.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 23% Scottish.
Yeah.
I'm 20% Germanic.
Get wider, dog.
And then a 10%. Well, this is where it gets interesting. Is I'm 10% English, 4% Cornwall, and then 2% Ashkenazi Jews,
Yeah.
which is European Jews,
Yeah.
2%. And then
Probably a glitch.
2% Denmark. And then this is 1% Deccan and the Gulf of Manna. Do you know what that is?
No.
India.
Yeah, glitch.
And 1% Indian.
Yeah.
How cool's that?
Yeah, that makes sense. It's very groovy. I want to get it.
1% Welsh, which I...
Hey,
Oh, I love the Welsh.
I'm 25% Welsh, mate.
1% Swedish. But I'm mainly honky. Ireland, Scotland, Germany. Yeah.
We've got a few questions here. One from Alex says, how's the tin shifting going, Broden?
Well, wait until you see, folks.
Voss
Next Saturday, our mate is Michael Voss, and we go to the gym and he teaches me how to bench press, and he gets me a PB and a bench press, and then he also he's very strong.
Best Supercoach POD from me. I like Trent Rivers as a defender because I think he'll still play some midfield. Maybe not because there's been some injuries at the D's, but I think Trent Rivers is my pick. POD's point of difference for all you guys.
I thought it was the new metal band from the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone. All my questions are about the Dallas Mavericks, who are going great.
I can't. The Kyrie ACL. They're going to put AD to bed for the year as well.
Yeah, we'll move them all.
Insane.
If Stringer comes back fitter than he's ever been and has a ripper season, who deserves to be more upset, Dogs or Dons? Also, who is booing when a player leaves a club in a club acceptable in general?
It's a tough one. I don't know about the booing. I think as long as it's with good spirit. Right?
I don't boo at all.
Either do I. But
I think I used to boo, and then the goods thing killed booing for me.
True.
Yeah.
It's just a weird thing to do as a human. But boo!
Yeah.
Boo!
Although when the player from the other club, during a clash gets the ball for the first time and the whole stadium, erupts, it's sort of a nice moment too. And then as long as it's not with ill intent, I guess.
Jamie, I saw your question about KO's dead air, and I want to give that real podcast airtime. In fact, I'm going to write it down because I have a lot to say about it.
Great.
Shall we get out of here?
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank
have
you
a great
so
week.
much.
Great start to the year. Still blue sky up in Brisbane, apparently. So we'll keep it. But then, we'll see what
Yeah, I
happens
saw the
tomorrow.
sun's training and it was like blue skies. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, everyone. See you later.